Blackwood Forest, Oregon, October 2023. Isaiah Brooks vanishes June 1994. The official story: he abandoned his fiancée and fled to California. The police filed a missing person report. The case went cold. The only witness to what really happened is an ancient oak tree. For 29 years, the tree becomes a local legend. They call it the stubborn oak. It survives everything: lightning strikes that kill the trees around it, bark beetle infestations that devastate the forest, drought that withers 100-year-old oaks, chainsaws that break against its trunk. In 1998, a development company tries to clear the area for housing. They send 3 crews to cut down the stubborn oak. Every chainsaw breaks, blades shatter, equipment malfunctions. The project is abandoned. Then, in October 2023, came Maya Ortiz. She was just another logger, 26 years old, one of 3 women on the crew at Cascade Lumber Company. She'd grown up in Ridgemont, the small town at the edge of Blackwood Forest. Her father had been a logger, taught her the trade before he died when she was 13. Maya didn't believe in curses. She believed in physics and sharp blades and knowing which way a tree would fall. When her crew chief assigned her to cut down the stubborn oak, she just nodded and grabbed her chainsaw, even if everyone else thought the tree was magic. Before we continue, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to hear my story. If you're comfortable, let me know where you're listening from and what time it is where you are. Now let me tell you my story. Maya stood at the base of the stubborn oak and looked up. It was massive, 40 feet tall, trunk 6 feet in diameter, branches spreading like fingers reaching for the sky. The bark was dark, almost black, rough and weathered. 200 years old, at least. Tommy Garcia stood next to her. He was 34, had been logging for 12 years, and he looked nervous. "You sure you want to do this?" he asked. "It's a tree," Maya said. She pulled the starter cord on her chainsaw. The engine roared to life. "It's not special. Tell that to the 3 crews that couldn't bring it down," Tommy muttered. Maya made the first cut. A notch cut on the side. She wanted the tree to fall. The chainsaw bit into the bark. Wood chips flew. Everything felt normal. The saw was running smooth. The wood was cutting clean. Then the blade hit something else. Something that wasn't wood. The chainsaw screamed. Metal on metal. The sound made Maya's teeth hurt. She killed the engine. The forest went silent except for the ringing in her ears. "What was that?" Tommy asked. Maya ran her hand over the cut. The wood was normal for about 2 feet. Then it changed. The texture was different, smoother. She knocked on it with her knuckles. It sounded hollow. She pulled out her utility knife, started picking at the edge of the cut. The material crumbled, like cement, like plaster, not like wood at all. "Tommy," Maya said quietly, "get over here." He came closer, looked at what she was doing. "What is that?" "I don't know," Maya said. She kept chipping away. The cement-like material was about 3 inches thick. Behind it was something dark, fabric. She could see fabric. Her hands started shaking. She stepped back. "We need to stop." "Why?" Tommy asked. Then he saw what she was looking at. The fabric visible through the hole she'd made. Dark blue, rotted, old. "Oh my God." Maya's crew chief came over. His name was Ron, 52, been logging since he was 18. "Problem?" he asked. Maya pointed at the tree. "There's something inside." Ron looked. His face went pale. "Everyone stop working. Now. Nobody touches this tree." "Maya, call 911. Maya pulled out her phone. Her hands were shaking so hard she could barely dial. The operator answered. Maya didn't know what she was saying. Something about Blackwood Forest. Something about a tree. Something about fabric, and maybe a body. Something about "please send someone right now." The operator told her to stay on the line, told her not to touch anything, told her sheriff's deputies were on the way. Maya sat down on a fallen log 20 feet from the stubborn oak. Tommy sat next to her. They didn't talk. They just stared at the tree, at the hole in the trunk, at the dark fabric visible inside. Ron kept the rest of the crew back. Nobody was allowed near the tree. They waited. 20 minutes later, sheriff's vehicles arrived, then an ambulance, then more police, then people in white suits carrying equipment, the whole clearing filled with vehicles and people in yellow tape. Sheriff Frank Morrison was the first one to approach the tree. He was 61, had been sheriff for 15 years, deputy before that. He looked at the cut Maya had made, looked at the fabric inside. His face didn't change expression. "Everybody back," Morrison said. "This is a crime scene now." The crime scene techs took over. They carefully removed more of the cement-like seal. Behind it was a hollow cavity in the tree trunk, about 3 feet wide, 4 feet deep, and inside was a body. It was mummified, preserved by the dry, sealed environment. The skin was dark brown, leather-like. The clothing was intact, dark blue jacket, jeans, hiking boots. The face was recognizable, male, black, maybe 30 or 35 years old when he died. One of the techs reached in carefully, pulled out a wallet from the jacket pocket, opened it. Inside was an ID, Oregon driver's license. The plastic was warped but readable. Isaiah Brooks, the tech read aloud. Date of birth April 9, 1963. Issued June 1993. Sheriff Morrison's jaw tightened. Just for a second. Then his face went neutral again. "Bag everything," he said. "I want full forensics." They removed the body carefully, placed it in a bag, loaded it into the coroner's van. The whole process took 3 hours. Maya and her crew had to stay, give statements, explain how they found the body. A deputy separated Maya from the others, asked her questions. She told him everything. The assignment to cut the tree, the strange material inside the trunk, the fabric, the body. "Did you touch anything?" the deputy asked. "Just the seal around the trunk," Maya said, "with my knife, to see what it was." "Did you recognize the body?" "No, I've never seen him before." "Did you know anyone named Isaiah Brooks?" "No." The deputy wrote everything down. When he was done, he told Maya she could go home, but she needed to stay available. They might have more questions. Maya drove home in a daze. She lived in a small apartment in Ridgemont with her younger sister Sophia. Sophia was 19, a sophomore at community college 2 towns over. She was home when Maya arrived. "You're early," Sophia said. Then she saw Maya's face. "What happened?" Maya told her. "The tree. The body. The name Isaiah Brooks." Sophia's eyes went wide. "Oh my God. That's insane. Do they know how he died?" "No idea," Maya said. She sat down on the couch. Her hands were still shaking. "But he was sealed inside a tree. Someone put him there. Someone wanted him hidden." "That's so creepy," Sophia said. She sat next to Maya. "Are you okay?" "I don't know," Maya admitted. "I can't stop thinking about it. He was just there. For years. Decades, probably. Just sealed inside a tree while everyone walked past." "The police will figure it out," Sophia said. "That's their job." Maya nodded. But something felt wrong. The way Sheriff Morrison reacted when he heard the name Isaiah Brooks, he recognized it. She was sure of it. That night, Maya couldn't sleep. She lay in bed staring at the ceiling, thinking about the body, about the name, Isaiah Brooks. From 1993, she grabbed her phone, searched Isaiah Brooks, Oregon, 1993. The first result was a newspaper article from the Ridgemont Daily Register. June 1994. Archived online. Environmental activist reported missing. Isaiah Brooks, 31, of Ridgemont, has been reported missing by his fiancée Vanessa Brooks. Brooks, a forestry scientist with the Oregon Department of Forestry, was last seen on June 12. He told his fiancée he was going to Blackwood Forest for research and would return by evening. When he failed to come home, Miss Brooks contacted police. Brooks is black, 6 feet tall, 175 pounds, with short black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a dark blue jacket and jeans. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Cascade County Sheriff's Department. Maya read it 3 times. June 12, 1994. 29 years ago, almost exactly. She kept searching. Found a follow-up article 2 weeks later. Brooks, case closed, voluntary disappearance. The Cascade County Sheriff's Department has closed the case of missing forestry scientist Isaiah Brooks. Deputy Frank Morrison, lead investigator, stated that evidence suggests Brooks left the area voluntarily. We found Mr. Brooks's vehicle at a rest stop near the California border, Deputy Morrison said. His credit card was used at several locations in San Francisco over the past week. We believe he chose to leave and does not wish to be found. We respect his right to privacy and are closing this investigation. Brooks's fiancée, Vanessa Brooks, disputed this conclusion, stating that Isaiah would never leave without contacting her. However, without evidence of foul play, the department considers the case resolved. Maya stared at her phone. Isaiah's car at the California border. His credit card used in San Francisco. The police said he left voluntarily, but his body had been sealed inside a tree in Blackwood Forest the whole time. Someone staged his disappearance. Someone wanted everyone to think he ran away, and Deputy Frank Morrison was the investigator who closed the case. Deputy Frank Morrison, who was now Sheriff Frank Morrison, who showed up at the tree today, who heard the name Isaiah Brooks and barely reacted. Maya took screenshots of both articles. Then she kept searching. She wanted to know more about Isaiah Brooks, about what he was doing before he disappeared. She found his obituary. It had been posted recently, just hours ago. Isaiah Brooks, 1,963 to 1,994. Remains discovered. Isaiah Maurice Brooks, whose disappearance in 1994 remained a mystery for 29 years, has been found deceased in Blackwood Forest. Mr. Brooks was a forestry scientist and environmental activist known for his work protecting old-growth forests. He is survived by his fiancée, Vanessa Brooks, his brother Derek Brooks, and his mother, Lorraine Brooks, services pending. At the bottom of the obituary was a photo. Isaiah smiling, young, confident, wearing a t-shirt that said, "Save Blackwood Forest." Maya stared at that photo for a long time. Then she made a decision. She needed to talk to Vanessa Brooks. The next morning, Maya called in sick to work. She looked up Vanessa Brooks in the phone book. There was only one listing, still at the same address from the 1994 article. Maya drove to the house. It was small, a bungalow on a quiet street. The yard was neat. Flowers in the garden. A Ridgemont Elementary School sticker on the mailbox. Maya knocked on the door. A woman answered. She was 58, black, with gray streaks in her hair pulled back in a bun. Her eyes were red. She'd been crying. "Can I help you?" Vanessa asked. "Miss Brooks?" Maya said. "My name is Maya Ortiz. I'm the logger who found Isaiah yesterday. I'm so sorry for your loss." Vanessa's face crumpled. She covered her mouth. "You found him. Oh God, you actually found him. Can I come in?" Maya asked gently. "I'd like to talk to you about what happened." Vanessa nodded. She let Maya inside. The house was frozen in time. Photos on the walls from the early 1990s. Isaiah in a graduation cap and gown. Isaiah and Vanessa at a park. Isaiah holding a baby that must have been a niece or nephew. They sat in the living room. Vanessa made tea. Her hands were shaking as she poured. "Everyone said I was crazy," Vanessa said quietly. "For 29 years, everyone said Isaiah left me, that he ran away, that I needed to move on. But I knew he would never do that." "What was he working on?" Maya asked. "Before he disappeared?" Vanessa looked at Maya for a long moment. "You're not just here to pay respects, are you?" "No," Maya admitted. "I think Isaiah was murdered. I think someone put him in that tree to hide his body. And I think the police know more than they're saying." Vanessa stood up. "Wait here." She went upstairs, came back 5 minutes later carrying a cardboard box. She set it on the coffee table. "These are Isaiah's field journals," Vanessa said. "From his research. I kept everything. The police never asked for them, never looked at them. I think they didn't want to know what he was investigating." Maya opened the box. Inside were notebooks, at least a dozen of them, all filled with Isaiah's handwriting, dates, observations, photos tucked between pages. "What was he investigating?" Maya asked. Cascade Lumber Company, Vanessa said. He was documenting illegal logging in Blackwood Forest. They were cutting protected old-growth trees, falsifying environmental impact reports, bribing county officials to approve permits they shouldn't have approved. Maya's blood ran cold. Cascade Lumber? I work for them. Then you should be careful, Vanessa warned. Isaiah was going to expose them. And the day he disappeared, he told me he had proof. He said he was meeting a source who was going to give him documents that would shut the company down. Did he say who the source was? Maya asked. No, he was being careful. He said it was someone on the inside, someone who was afraid but wanted to do the right thing. Vanessa's voice broke. He said he'd be back by evening. We were supposed to have dinner. We were planning our wedding, and he just never came home. What did the police do? Maya asked. Deputy Morrison took the report, Vanessa said bitterly. He asked a few questions, searched Isaiah's car. Then 2 weeks later, he said they found the car at the California border. Said Isaiah's credit card was used in San Francisco. Case closed. Voluntary disappearance. Did you believe that? Maya pressed. Of course not, Vanessa said. Isaiah loved me. He loved his work. He wouldn't just leave. But what could I do? The police said he left. His mother believed them. His brother moved to Portland and told me I needed to accept reality. Everyone thought I was in denial. You weren't, Maya said. He didn't leave. Someone killed him and made it look like he left. Vanessa wiped her eyes. Can I ask you something? When you found him, did he look like he suffered? Maya thought about the mummified body inside the tree, the peaceful expression on the preserved face. I don't think so, she said gently. I think whatever happened, it was quick. Vanessa nodded. Thank you for that. Maya looked at the box of journals. Can I take these? I want to read them. I want to know what Isaiah found. Will it help? Vanessa asked. I think so, Maya said. I think whoever killed Isaiah is still out there. And I think they're still powerful. If I'm going to prove what happened, I need to understand why it happened. Vanessa pushed the box toward Maya. Then take them. Finish what Isaiah started. Maya spent the rest of the day reading Isaiah's journals. They were meticulous, every entry dated, every observation documented, photos attached with notes. June 1993. Isaiah noticed Cascade Lumber cutting trees in zones marked as protected habitat for northern spotted owls. He took photos, documented the GPS coordinates, filed a complaint with the Oregon Department of Forestry. The complaint was dismissed. Reason: insufficient evidence of violation. September 1993. Isaiah found the environmental impact report that Cascade Lumber submitted for logging permits. He compared it to actual field conditions. The report claimed no endangered species in the area. Isaiah's surveys found 3 active spotted owl nests. The report was falsified. December 1993. Isaiah obtained payment records through a Freedom of Information Act request. Cascade Lumber made large payments to a consulting firm owned by the county commissioner who approved their logging permits. Bribery. March 1994. Isaiah confronted Rick Holbrook, the regional manager for Cascade Lumber. He showed Holbrook his evidence, told him he was going to report it to federal authorities. Holbrook told him to mind his own business, told him accidents happen in the forest all the time. A threat. May 1994. Isaiah documented more illegal cutting, more falsified reports. He estimated Cascade Lumber had illegally harvested timber worth millions of dollars. Federal prosecution would shut down the company. Criminal charges for the executives involved. And then the final entry, June 12, 1994, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, meeting anonymous source at 6 p.m. Old Logging Road, Marker 7, says he has copies of the real environmental reports that Cascade Lumber submitted to the county before they were altered. This is the proof I need. If something happens to me, Vanessa, finish what I started. The forest is worth fighting for. That was the last thing Isaiah ever wrote. Maya closed the journal. Her hands were shaking. Isaiah knew he was in danger. He wrote that final entry like a man who understood he might not come back. And he didn't. Maya thought about her own life, about growing up in Ridgemont, about her father, Carlos Ortiz. He'd been a logger too, worked for Cascade Lumber for 20 years, died when Maya was 13. The company said it was an accident. A tree fell the wrong direction during a storm. Carlos was crushed. She'd never questioned it. Accidents happened in logging. It was dangerous work. But now, Maya wondered. Her father died in July 2010, 16 years after Isaiah disappeared. What if it wasn't an accident? What if he found out something too? Maya went to the garage. In the back corner were boxes of her father's belongings, things she'd kept but never gone through. Too painful. She opened the first box. Work clothes, his logging helmet, his gloves, his tools. The second box had paperwork. Pay stubs, tax documents, work schedules. The third box had notebooks. Her father kept work journals too, logging notes, tree surveys, equipment maintenance records. Maya flipped through them. Routine stuff, nothing unusual. Then she found a smaller notebook at the bottom. It wasn't a work journal. The cover was plain black. Inside was her father's handwriting, but these weren't logging notes. June 2010. Found old company financial records in the archive room. Nobody looks at files from the 90s anymore, but I was searching for something else and I noticed payment ledgers from 1994. Large payments marked as consulting fees. I recognized one name. F. Morrison. That's Frank Morrison, the deputy who's sheriff now. The payments started June 15, 1994. $50,000 total that year, and they're still happening. Payments every year since then. Why is Cascade Lumber paying the sheriff? Maya's heart was pounding. Her father knew. He'd found the same thing she was finding now. July 2010. Asked around carefully. Nobody wants to talk about 1994. But Tommy Garcia's uncle worked here back then. He said something bad happened that summer. Said an activist who was causing trouble for the company disappeared. Said everybody knew to keep quiet about it. Said the deputy who investigated was Morrison, and the case went away fast. Asked him if he thought the activist was killed. He said yes, but nobody could prove it. Said I should drop it if I know what's good for me. Her father didn't drop it. July 3rd, 2010, confronted Rick Holbrook today. Showed him the payment records. Asked him why he's paying the sheriff. He got angry, told me I was reading things wrong. Told me I should focus on my family's safety instead of asking questions about things I don't understand. Said accidents happen in the forest all the time. Then he smiled. That was a threat. I know it was a threat. Maya felt sick. That was the same thing Holbrook said to Isaiah, word for word. Accidents happen in the forest all the time. July 5th, 2010. Can't sleep. Holbrook's threat keeps playing in my head, but I can't let this go. If I stay silent, I'm complicit. Someone was killed. The police covered it up. And it's still being covered up today. I have Maya and Sophia to think about. But what kind of father would I be if I taught them to stay quiet when they see injustice? I'm going to the state police tomorrow. I'm going to show them everything. Whatever happens, at least I'll know I did the right thing. The next day, July 6th, 2010, Carlos Ortiz died. A tree fell during a storm. Wrong direction. Crushed him instantly. The company ruled it an accident. Maya put down the notebook. She was crying. She hadn't cried about her father's death in years. She'd accepted it. Moved on. But now she knew the truth. Her father was murdered. Just like Isaiah. Both killed for asking questions about Cascade Lumber. Both killed because they wouldn't stay quiet. And Rick Holbrook killed them both. Maya wiped her eyes. She looked at the notebooks in front of her. Isaiah's journals, her father's notes. 29 years of evidence. 29 years of cover-up. She needed to go to the police. But not the local police. Not Sheriff Morrison. He was part of the cover-up. She needed to go higher. Maya called the Oregon State Police. Asked for the Major Crimes Division. Told them she had evidence related to a murder. They transferred her 3 times. Finally, a detective answered. "This is Detective Sarah Reeves," the voice said. How can I help you? Maya told her everything. Isaiah Brooks, the body in the tree, the journals, her father's death, the payment records, Rick Holbrook, Sheriff Morrison. There was a long pause. Then Detective Reeves said, "I'll be in Ridgemont tomorrow. Don't talk to anyone else about this. Not the local police, not your employer, no one. Understood?" "Understood," Maya said. Detective Reeves arrived the next morning. She was 42, white, with short dark hair and the look of someone who didn't trust easy answers. They met at a coffee shop outside of town, somewhere Sheriff Morrison wouldn't see them. Maya showed her everything. Isaiah's journals, her father's notes, photos, payment records. Reeves looked through it all carefully. When she was done, she sat back. "This is compelling, but it's circumstantial. I have journals and notes. I don't have direct evidence linking Holbrook or Morrison to either death." "What about the payments?" Maya asked. "Cascade Lumber has been paying Morrison for 29 years. That's evidence of something. It's evidence of a financial relationship," Reeves said, "but not necessarily evidence of murder. Morrison's lawyer will say he provided legitimate security consulting services. Without more, I can't prove otherwise." "So, nothing happens?" Maya demanded. Her voice was rising. People in the coffee shop looked over. She lowered her voice. "2 men are dead. The people who killed them are walking around free. And nothing happens?" "I didn't say that," Reeves replied calmly. "I said I need more evidence. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to look at the old case files. I'm going to interview people who worked at Cascade Lumber in 1994. I'm going to trace those payment records. But this takes time, and you need to stay out of it." "I found the body," Maya said. "I found the evidence. I'm already in it." "Which is why you're in danger," Reeves said sharply. "If Holbrook killed 2 men to protect his secret, he'll kill a third. You need to be smart. Don't confront anyone. Don't keep investigating. Let me do my job." "How long will that take?" Maya asked. "As long as it takes," Reeves said. "Murders don't have a statute of limitations. I'll build a case the right way, one that will hold up in court." Maya wanted to argue, but she could see that Reeves wasn't going to budge. "Fine, I'll stay out of it." She was lying. The next day, Maya went to the county clerk's office. Public records were public. She didn't need a badge to look at them. She requested all business filings for Cascade Lumber Company from 1994 to present. All property records for Rick Holbrook. All financial disclosures for Sheriff Frank Morrison. It took 3 hours, but she got them. Boxes of files. She took them to the public library, spread them out on a table in the back corner, started going through everything. The financial trail was clear once you knew what to look for. Cascade Lumber created a shell company in June 1994. Morrison Security Consulting LLC. First payment, June 15th, 1994, 3 days after Isaiah disappeared. $50,000. More payments every year, sometimes labeled as security consulting, sometimes as site monitoring, sometimes as environmental compliance review, all going to Frank Morrison, all starting right after Isaiah Brooks died. Rick Holbrook's financial records were even more interesting. In 1994, he was regional manager. His salary was $80,000. By 2005, he was CEO. His salary was $3 million plus stock options. He got rich after Isaiah died. Property records showed Holbrook bought a 10-acre estate outside Ridgemont in 1997, 3 years after the murder. Paid cash, $2 million. Where did a regional manager making $80,000 get $2 million in cash? Maya took photos of everything, created a timeline. June 12, 1994, Isaiah disappears. June 15, first payment to Morrison. June 28, Isaiah's car found at California border. July 3rd, case closed. 3 years later, Holbrook buys expensive property with cash. The connection was obvious. Holbrook killed Isaiah. Morrison helped cover it up. They both profited. Maya's phone rang. It was Tommy Garcia from work. "Maya, where have you been? Ron's asking about you." "I'm sick," Maya said. "You're not sick," Tommy replied. "I saw you at the library." What are you doing? Research. About the body? Tommy pressed. About Isaiah Brooks, Maya corrected. About what he was investigating before he died. Maya, that's not smart, Tommy said. His voice was worried. People who ask questions about that stuff end up hurt. What do you mean? Maya asked. My uncle worked at Cascade Lumber in the 90s, Tommy said. He told me things. About Isaiah Brooks. About your dad. He said they both asked too many questions. He said the company has ways of dealing with problems. Your uncle knew? Maya said. And he never said anything? He was scared, Tommy admitted. Everyone was scared. Still is. Maya, please. Let the police handle this. The police are part of it, Maya said. Sheriff Morrison helped cover up Isaiah's murder. I have proof. Then take it to someone higher, Tommy urged. But don't keep digging yourself. You're going to get hurt. Maya hung up. She looked at the files spread around her. Tommy was right. This was dangerous. But walking away now would mean Isaiah died for nothing. Her father died for nothing. She couldn't accept that. Maya's phone rang again. Unknown number, she answered. Hello? Miss Ortiz? A woman's voice. Young, nervous. My name is Grace Holbrook. I need to talk to you. Grace Holbrook, Rick's daughter. Maya knew the name from the company directory. About what? Maya asked carefully. About my father, Grace said. Her voice was shaking. I found something. Financial records, payments to Sheriff Morrison. I confronted my dad about it. He admitted it. He admitted to paying Morrison. He said it was to cover up a crime from 1994. He said he had no choice. Maya's heart was racing. Did he say what crime? A murder, Grace whispered. Isaiah Brooks. My father killed Isaiah Brooks. And I can't live with knowing that. I need to talk to the police. But I'm scared. Can you help me? Where are you? Maya asked. At my apartment in Ridgemont. But I think my father knows I'm going to talk. He's been calling me, threatening me, saying I'll destroy the family if I say anything. Call Detective Sarah Reeves at Oregon State Police, Maya said quickly. She gave Grace the number. Tell her everything. She'll protect you. Will you come with me? Grace asked. Please, I'm terrified. Maya hesitated. This could be a trap. But if Grace was telling the truth, this was the witness they needed. Direct testimony from Holbrook's own daughter about his confession. I'll meet you at the state police office in 2 hours, Maya said. We'll talk to Detective Reeves together. Thank you, Grace said. Thank you so much. She hung up. Maya gathered all the files, put them in her car. She was about to drive to meet Detective Reeves when her phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. Don't go to the police. We need to talk first. Come to my office. Alone, Rick Holbrook. Maya stared at the text. Holbrook knew. He knew she was investigating. He knew about Grace. This was the moment. Confront the man who killed Isaiah and her father, or walk away and let the police handle it. Maya thought about what Detective Reeves said. Don't confront anyone. Don't put yourself in danger. But Maya thought about Isaiah's last journal entry. If something happens to me, Vanessa, finish what I started. The forest is worth fighting for. And her father's final note. I can't let this go. If I stay silent, I'm complicit. They didn't stay silent. Neither would she. Maya texted back. I'll be there in 20 minutes. She called Detective Reeves as she drove. I need you to do something, Maya said. Rick Holbrook just invited me to his office. I'm going. I think he's going to threaten me. Maybe worse. I need you to listen. Absolutely not, Reeves said. Do not go there. That's exactly what I told you not to do. His daughter Grace is ready to testify against him, Maya said. She called me, but if he gets to her first, she might disappear like Isaiah did. I need to keep him occupied, and I need you to hear him confess. How? Reeves asked. I'm going to wear a wire, Maya said. My phone. I'll put it on speaker and hide it in my jacket. You listen. If I get a confession on tape, you can arrest him. There was a long pause. This is the worst plan I've ever heard. It's the only plan, Maya replied. Please, trust me. I don't trust you, Reeves said. But I'll be there, 5 minutes behind you. If things go wrong, I'm coming in. Thank you, Maya said. She pulled into the Cascade Lumber Company parking lot. The main office was a 2-story building at the edge of the property. Holbrook's office was on the 2nd floor. Maya took a breath, set her phone to voice record, put it in her jacket pocket with the microphone facing out. She could see the recording app on her screen. It was capturing audio. She called Reeves, let it ring once, then hung up. That was the signal. Reeves would call back, and Maya wouldn't answer. The call would go to voicemail, but the voicemail would keep recording until the message was full. Her phone buzzed. Reeves calling. Maya let it go to voicemail. Now everything she said would be recorded and sent to Reeves. Maya walked into the building, took the stairs to the 2nd floor. Holbrook's office door was open. He was sitting behind his desk. 67 years old, white hair, expensive suit. He looked like someone's grandfather, not a killer. Miss Ortiz, Holbrook said. He gestured to a chair. Please, sit down. Maya sat. She kept her hands relaxed, her voice steady. You wanted to talk. I wanted to warn you, Holbrook said. You're asking dangerous questions, making accusations. You need to stop. I found Isaiah Brooks, Maya said. I know you killed him. Holbrook didn't react. That's quite an accusation. Do you have proof? I have his journals, Maya replied. Documenting illegal logging, bribery, falsified reports, all leading back to you. I have payment records showing you paid Sheriff Morrison for 29 years to cover it up, and I have your daughter's testimony that you confessed to her. Holbrook's expression darkened. Grace called you. She's talking to the state police right now, Maya said. It was a bluff, but Holbrook didn't know that. My daughter is confused, Holbrook said. She misunderstood a conversation. She understood perfectly. Maya countered. You killed Isaiah Brooks because he was going to expose your illegal operations. You killed my father because he found proof. Now you're going to kill me unless I stay quiet. Is that the message? Holbrook stood up, walked around his desk, stood over Maya. Your father was a good man. It's a shame he couldn't leave the past alone. So you admit it, Maya said. You killed him. I protected this company, Holbrook said. His voice was calm, cold. Isaiah Brooks was going to shut us down. Federal investigation, criminal charges, bankruptcy. 200 employees would lose their jobs. The town would die. I couldn't let that happen. So you murdered him, Maya stated. I eliminated a threat, Holbrook corrected. I called him to a meeting in Blackwood Forest, told him I wanted to negotiate. Morrison helped. We sedated Isaiah with veterinary propofol. Morrison had access from his ranch. Too much sedative. Isaiah died. We panicked. But I knew about the hollow oak from when I was a kid. We put him inside, sealed it, made it look like he ran away. And my father? Maya pressed. Your father found old records, Holbrook said. Started asking questions. I warned him, told him to stop. He didn't listen. So I arranged an accident. Morrison helped again. Cut through part of the tree trunk before the storm. Made it weak. It fell on your father during high winds. Looked completely natural. Maya's hands were clenched. She wanted to scream. She wanted to attack him. But she needed to stay calm. Needed to keep recording. Why are you telling me this? Maya asked. Because you're going to stop investigating, Holbrook said. You're going to give me Isaiah's journals. You're going to forget everything you found, and you're going to convince Grace to do the same. Or what? Maya challenged. Or you'll have an accident too, Holbrook said simply. Morrison is still on my payroll, still willing to help. You're a logger. Dangerous profession. So many ways to get hurt. You're threatening to kill me, Maya said. I'm offering you a choice, Holbrook replied. Stay quiet and live. Keep talking and join your father. Maya stood up. I'm not staying quiet. Holbrook grabbed her arm. Yes, you are. The door burst open. Detective Reeves and 2 state police officers rushed in. Rick Holbrook, step away from her, Reeves commanded. Holbrook froze, his hand still on Maya's arm. The officers pulled him back, put him in handcuffs. You're under arrest for the murders of Isaiah Brooks and Carlos Ortiz, and for threatening Maya Ortiz, Reeves said. You have the right to remain silent. She kept reading his rights. Holbrook didn't resist. He just stared at Maya. You recorded me. Every word, Maya confirmed. You're just like your father, Holbrook said. Stupid, stubborn. Couldn't leave well enough alone. My father was brave, Maya said. He died trying to do the right thing. So did Isaiah Brooks. You're just a coward who killed good men to protect your profits. They led Holbrook away. Maya stood in the office, shaking. Reeves stayed with her. You got the confession, all of it, on tape. Is it enough? Maya asked. With Grace's testimony? Yes, Reeves said. We're arresting Morrison next. He'll flip on Holbrook to reduce his sentence. We'll have everything we need. Good, Maya said. Her voice cracked. Good. Reeves put a hand on Maya's shoulder. You did it. You got justice for them. Maya nodded. But she didn't feel victorious. She just felt tired and sad. Because Isaiah and her father were still dead, nothing would bring them back. The next few days were chaos. Media everywhere. CEO confesses to 29-year-old murder. Sheriff Morrison arrested. He confessed within hours, gave a full statement implicating Holbrook in both murders. Grace Holbrook testified to the state investigators, provided financial records, emails, documents, everything needed to prove the cover-up. Maya gave her statement, turned over Isaiah's journals and her father's notes, explained how she found the body, how she investigated, how she got the confession. Vanessa Brooks came to the police station. She hugged Maya and cried, You finished what Isaiah started. Thank you. Thank you so much. Derek Brooks, Isaiah's brother, returned to Ridgemont for the first time in 29 years. He met with Maya, thanked her. My brother was a hero. You made sure people know that. The state police exhumed Carlos Ortiz's body. Forensic analysis found evidence of the tree trunk being partially cut before the storm. The case was changed from accident to homicide. Maya and Sophia held a second funeral for their father, buried him with full honors. The truth of his death finally known. Isaiah's body was released for burial. The funeral was held at a small church in Ridgemont. Hundreds of people attended. Environmental activists, former colleagues, community members. Maya was there. So was Tommy Garcia and other loggers who'd known Isaiah's work. Vanessa gave the eulogy. Isaiah died protecting what he loved. This forest, these trees, the principle that nature has value beyond profit. His voice was silenced for 29 years. But because of a brave young woman named Maya Ortiz, his voice is heard now. The truth is known, and changes are being made. She was right. Cascade Lumber Company filed for bankruptcy. Leadership was replaced. The company was restructured under court supervision with strict environmental oversight. Blackwood Forest was designated as protected land. No logging allowed. The area where Isaiah's body was found became a memorial site. A plaque was installed at the base of the stubborn oak. ISAA. Brooks Memorial 1963 to 1994. He spoke truth to power, the forest remembers. Rick Holbrook's trial was 8 months later. He pleaded not guilty, claimed Morrison acted alone, but the evidence was overwhelming. Maya's recorded confession, Grace's testimony, Morrison's cooperation, Isaiah's journals, the financial records. The jury deliberated for 6 hours. Guilty on all counts. 2 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of evidence tampering. Sheriff Frank Morrison pleaded guilty to accessory to murder and obstruction of justice. He testified against Holbrook in exchange for a reduced sentence, 25 years. Holbrook was sentenced to life without parole. The judge said, "You murdered 2 brave men who stood up for what was right. You corrupted the justice system. You threatened a young woman to protect your secrets. You deserve no mercy." Holbrook showed no remorse. In his final statement, he said, "I built this town. I provided jobs for 30 years. History will remember that." But history remembered something else. It remembered Isaiah Brooks, the environmental scientist who died protecting an old-growth forest. It remembered Carlos Ortiz, the logger who wouldn't stay silent about injustice. It remembered Maya Ortiz, the young woman who refused to let their deaths be in vain. 1 year after finding Isaiah's body, Maya stood at his memorial tree. She'd brought flowers, placed them at the base, read the inscription on the plaque. Someone approached. A young woman, early 20s, wearing a Save Our Forests t-shirt. "Excuse me, are you Maya Ortiz?" "I am," Maya said. "I just wanted to say thank you," the woman replied. "Your story inspired me. I'm studying environmental science because of what Isaiah Brooks did. Because of what you did. I want to fight for forests like he did. And I won't stop, even if people tell me to stay quiet." Maya smiled. "Good. Don't ever let them silence you." The woman walked away. Maya stood alone at the tree. She thought about Isaiah's last journal entry. "If something happens to me, Vanessa, finish what I started. The forest is worth fighting for." She thought about her father's final note. "I can't let this go. If I stay silent, I'm complicit." They were right. Both of them. Some things were worth fighting for, even if it cost everything. Maya pulled out her own journal. She'd started keeping one after the trial, documenting her experiences, writing down the lessons she learned, making sure the story wasn't forgotten. She wrote, October 15th, 2024. 1 year since I found Isaiah Brooks, the stubborn oak still stands, protected now, a monument to the man it hid for so long. People visit it, leave flowers, read about Isaiah and what he fought for. The tree that kept his secret has become his legacy. And I understand now why my father couldn't stay silent, why Isaiah couldn't back down. Some truths are more important than safety. Some fights are worth the cost. I hope I taught that to someone today, the way Isaiah taught it to me. The forest remembers, and now, so do we. Maya closed the journal. She touched the tree. The bark was rough under her palm, alive, thriving, protected, just like Isaiah wanted. She walked away. The sun was setting over Blackwood Forest. The trees stood tall against the orange sky, silent witnesses to decades of secrets. But the secrets were out now. The truth was known. Justice came slowly. But it came because someone cared enough to keep fighting. Isaiah Brooks fought for 29 years to be heard. Carlos Ortiz died trying to finish what Isaiah started. Maya Ortiz made sure their voices finally reached us. That's what justice looks like. Not quick, not easy, but inevitable. As long as someone refuses to stay quiet, the forest remembers. And now, so do we.